So welcome back to the cabin. Hey, today we're doing something a little different. All across this great country of ours, there are little groups, organizations of people who are eager to teach you the ways of the past, all in hopes that that knowledge is not lost. These groups of people have a passion for the ways of the past. The blacksmiths, the toy makers, the teachers, they want to share their knowledge with people so that it can be passed on from generation to generation. And yesterday I was given the privilege to tour the Southside historical village at the Hookstown Fairgrounds in Pennsylvania. Come along as I tour the village and walk and talk with the people and play with the toys that were from the past and even maybe snack on some of their homemade wood-fired cookies. So come along.
Everything in 20 years by volunteers was pretty large amount of work.
Do you know what that is? Do you know how it works? Do you want me to show you? So this is a corn sheller, and when you crank the handle, then you drop your corn down in there and it takes all of the corn off of the cob. And then the cob would come out here and fall into here, and all of your grain should go out another chute, most likely out the bottom. So your grain would fall out the bottom and your cob would fall into here. And this is a little blower that blows all the husk away. All the little fine stuff, it blows it all away. Isn't that neat? Probably made in the 1820s, 1830s, 1840s maybe. That's old, right? You put your grain in here, it shakes it into here, and then grinds it. Oh, and then here you go.
And there's your bucket.
There's your bucket to catch it, yeah. And a wine press or apple cider press. Come on.
You know, this is Johnny Appleseed. He's pretty famous, you know that?
That's the working side, and this is the go-to-work side.
Well, that's what Revolve was teaching at.
A friend of mine I met, and I guess I started in probably 2017. My dad and I took a blacksmithing class, knife making class in Jackson, Ohio. The Herschel House and John House, a couple other guys, and man, it just stuck.
Yeah.
It was a great time and something for Dad and I to do together.
Yeah.
We have a great time. I've learned a lot down here.
Very nice. Well, we're going to go on and see what else you got. We'll be back around.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You have a story to tell me. I love stories.
Harold Littell Slopey.
Hi, Harold.
Okay, the Littell household farmstead was 1785 land patent.
Okay.
And they had a tanning mill there. Huge, big stone wheels, okay? When they played out the oak trees, they used the stone wheels to press cider.
Okay.
John Chapman came through and picked up apple seeds
Nice.
from the farm, Littell Farm, the cider press at Littell Farm, and proceed on through.
And the Littell farm is your family farm? Is
Yes.
That, yeah, nice. That's pretty awesome, right? To get that Johnny Appleseed connection. We are just trying to keep the legacies alive. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're doing. That's what I personally do at home. And then even with the Johnny Appleseed Festival, you know, in Lisbon, it's just trying to grasp a hold of what our ancestors had and just run with it, you know?
When I was a kid, I would run out and play in the snow, and my grandmother's wood cook stove, pull the oven door down, and stick my feet in there and warm my feet up, and then go back out and play in the snow.
That's right, that's right.
You know, you can't, there's nothing to replace that.
That's neat, huh? That's how I learned how to dance. Very nice.
Hi, sweetie.
That is neat.
Okay.
Nice.
Cute.
You want to be outside.
Woo!
For 10th grade, and then for 11 to 12 summer.
Oh, thank you.
Give it a little roll and then start.
And then chase it.
Yeah, it works better.
Downhill works best. How fast do I have to run? So how do I hold it up here or do I hold it down? Oh, I'm gonna get hurt. Okay, not working. Hold on. Okay, walk. Walk.
What you have is a typical Pennsylvania, one room with a loft log cabin.
Yeah.
And I was also told a story, which I'm very glad I wasn't there for, that when they took the logs apart, they lined up the dead snakes out front. Something I'm glad I missed. A family of 11 or 12 could easily live in here.
Oh yeah.
And this is the living quarters right here. Mom and Dad got this bed over here, unless there were special guests.
They didn't live like us back then.
Right.
They lived like them.
Right.
And they weren't used to having a house that was
Exactly.
75 degrees all the time. So you dressed warm, you stayed warm all the time.
Right.
When you fired up that fireplace, typically it was just for cooking.
Cooking, right.
And you were
Right. You
lucky to
didn't
be
waste
able
the
to
fuel. You didn't
No,
waste the fuel.
no, you were lucky.
Well,
I mean,
and that's what I tell the kids. It got very hot up there in the summer, but then you have a front porch. You can sleep on the front porch, which would have been much cooler.
nobody stayed in
No,
the
no.
house
And,
back
you know,
in
that's
those
what makes
days
it cool.
anyway.
How could that many people be in here? So, well, first of all, through the daytime, you're at school, and if you're not in school, you're out in the field.
You're farming.
with the men of the house, doing whatever.
Yep.
So basically, it's the women and the wee little ones.
Yep. Farming, fishing,
Right. Exactly.
trapping,
But,
hunting.
you know, all in all, I don't know. It's a hard life for sure. I mean, and God bless those women. You know, you look pictures of those ladies in those days, and you look at them, and they look like your grandmother, and they're in their 40s. And it had to be an effort by all,
Yep.
because it's the only way you could have made it. But everything here has been donated. We have a dough box for raising your bread dough. We have a lovely bake oven, and usually, in most communities, once a week you're assigned a
Yep.
time that you get to. So you'd raise all your bread dough and go over there and bake all day.
Yep.
So
Well, that's what I tried to tell
there's
people
nothing
about.
like it though.
Yeah, that's what I've tried to tell people about my oven because I have one at home
Do
too.
you? Oh,
and it is
I'm
a
envious.
community oven.
Okay.
It's not my oven is not a personal oven. It is a community oven. So that means that in the old world,
Yes.
that would have been town square.
Right.
That oven would have been downtown square.
exactly.
There would have been a person that would have been in charge of firing it every day and keeping it hot.
Exactly.
And then everybody would come there. You might have one person designated to baking, but they would bring their goods there to be baked.
It's like the flour mills. You
Yep.
brought your wheat and your
Yep.
grains there to be turned. I can still build a dandy fire.
I
But there's nothing like it. We focus so much on what it took to keep going in general.
Yeah.
That sometimes the kids look at me like, wow, didn't they ever have any fun? And I always say, well, you know, Sunday's the Lord's Day, and it was a day, unless something catastrophic happened, you did rest. And it was a family time. I said, so you would do things.
That's
that-
what I'm doing here today.
Yeah,
I'm resting
good.
because I live this lifestyle.
You
Literally.
know what? God bless you. You do
Day
the
in and
whole bit. No
day-
do you have electric?
I do have electric.
Yeah.
I do have electric, but
That's almost a necessity.
I built one of these log cabins by no, I could do without it. My 22-year-old daughter lives with me. If she didn't live with me, I'd shut it off. I don't care. I have a wood-fired cook stove.
Yeah.
I have a potbelly stove in my
Yeah.
living room. I have a big stone fireplace that I personally built myself. Big gardens that we grow vegetables and I mean, I work. I'm a chimney sweep. That's what I do for
Oh,
a living.
really?
Yep. But I only work from like August to Christmas.
I can
The rest of the
understand
year,
that. Yeah.
the rest of the year, I take to enjoy life.
good for you.
Literally to enjoy life. I can get up in the morning, sit in my rocking
And
chair on the
where
front
is your
porch.
cabin at?
It's in Lisbon,
Oh, I love Lisbon.
It-
Oh, you might get a visitor one of these
and that's
days.
fine. I get visitors.
I am
That's
a-
actually how I am here today is because someone come looking for me. Okay, so Gary just showed up at my house one day. Just showed up. I've never talked to
that
him.
does not surprise me
I'd
in
never,
the least.
and he came with gifts. He came with a bag of potatoes.
Okay.
And so he came to my house because I
Had
have
you
this.
met him before?
No,
Well, how?
Cabin is the same. My cabin was built for the widow and her children of a man who died in the War of 1812. So as the husband was out fighting the war, he got
So it's
killed
a
in the
very
war.
early one.
It was nice meeting you. What was your name again?
Patty.
Patty.
I'm Patty. Yes.
Well,
Nice
thank
to
you,
meet
Patty.
you both. And much luck to both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pass through there and just drop over and say hello.
Yeah,
I will.
It-
It's gorgeous.
it's always going to be there,
Continue.
hopefully.
Oh, yes.
So, hi Gary. So I'm here today because Gary is one of my YouTube subscribers, and he actually found me and drove out to the log cabin. Do you remember that day?
Knocked on the door.
Yeah, knocked on the door. There's this stranger standing out there with a bag of potatoes and a pair of gloves. So, but anyway, that's why I'm here today, is because Gary took the time to come find me at the log cabin. And so today I'm sharing because Gary was bold enough to come find me. So what do you got going on, Gary?
Oh, this is the pizza bread oven at Hookstown Fairgrounds. And it's 3 feet by 5 feet big. And it's just bricks laid in there, no mortar. It's 12 inches here. And on the inside, 18 inches high. And then there's metal here holding the bricks up. But there's just no mortar in there, it's just bricks laid flat.
Inscription up there is Latin for "From the hands of God, bread for the world."
Well, so do you want to put it in the oven? That's it. Good girls. Skip it in. Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, leave go, and I'll put it in the rest of the way. Got it? Okay, got it. It still feels pretty soft in the inside, though.
Boy, they sure smell good, though. You can let them go a little longer if you have to. But boy, they sure smell good.
Dang, these look good. It's hot, 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 hot. Now put these here. They look done. My alarm went off. Okay.
I tried.
Now I'm going to.
I tried.
Did you try?
They're hot. Don't do this at home, children.
They're hot.
Oh, so good, though.
Are they? Let's leave them cool.
Yeah, children.
Yes, children. Leave cool. See, adults get to do such cool things that kids aren't allowed to do.
They are so amazing, though. You guys did a good job.
Sure. Isn't that for you, though? No, we already have some. Thank you very
How are you?
She's running the one-room school building here.
He told me you're 71 years old.
Then I'm 71.
Yeah.
I wish.
You wish.
I wish.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, how about 92?
92.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing
So
great.
71, that was a young.
She's in good health for 92, huh?
I'm telling you, 92. I'm just hoping to be above
Yeah,
ground.
me
You
too.
know? That's it. That's all I hope.
That's what my niece always said.
No more anticipation than that. Want to show me what you got?
All right, come in.
That's what I was wondering. Was did you go to a school like this?
Yes, I
yourself?
did.
Nice.
I went to Anderson School over on the Anderson-Hozak Road. We had, like I say, one teacher. We had our water bucket was. We had that. We went down into the woods to get the water, or to the neighbors, and we had just like that, a chip bucket and one dipper. And we drank out of the dipper and put it back in, and the next kid did the same.
That's right. My mom told me stories of the same thing. Like if they had to go down to the woods and get the water from the well that was down there. And
yeah, or if the neighbor was close enough, you could walk over to their place.
Yeah, my mom is 87, and so she's lived kind of the same life, the one-room schoolhouse. What do you remember about like the potbelly stove at your school?
Our stove was very much like this one. Usually the oldest kid to start the fire and take care of it. So it was my job, when it came my turn, to start the fire on Monday morning and keep it going all week. You would bank the fire in the evening at 4 o'clock when everybody went home. The next morning you would come in and stir it up and take the ashes out and bring more coal in. And But then Friday night, you got to leave it go out.
So it was your job to care for it all week long and keep the school warm.
Keep the school
And
warm.
I bet the school was really warm, wasn't it?
Well, it was very warm here, but over by the windows, where the windows rattled at my school anyway,
Yep.
it was quite cold.
Hey, thanks to everyone who come along with me today. Remember, Hookstown Fairgrounds in Hookstown, Pennsylvania, the second Saturday of each month, where people come together to just sort of share the ways of the past. Come out and join them. And remember, come see me on the third weekend of September at the Johnny Appleseed Festival as I take on the role of Johnny Appleseed. Take care.